There you go. Heaven's Vault. We will see, or hear, or read. High lying cache. In all heaven and earth, you are the form-shaping place, spreading fear like a great poisonous snake. Now, this game has the uncanny ability to reset its volumes a lot. That's the 7th hymn of the Cache Temple of Ninhursag. What? Okay. Oh, there we are. Yeah, it has it all reset. It's very loud, this game. But on the slider, as you can see, 5% are 50% in reality. So I'm gonna reduce this all a bit. Reduce the... yeah, okay, I have to do this all again. For some reason it wants to run at 60, not 60, but 59 hertz. Some oddities. We want subtitles and we want to invert the axis. Alright, so let's have a look. We get that. Countdown. I just restarted it. It should not show 44. Stop. Start. 1 hour. There you go. Let's have a look. Heaven's Vault, Deviate Fish. Very curious what you think. Yeah, I'm also very curious. I had this on a follow list somewhere. So I have looked at it before it was part of the Humble Choice. And yeah, we'll see. Alright. We are on the bottom right of the screen. Can you see us? Apparently there's a lot of sand involved.
Stories don't have tidy beginnings. The past is always present.
Uh-huh. So are accents.
But there has to be a spark. Something that brings the past to light.
Huh? Please climb carefully. It's not much further. Okay. So the character gets dialogue options and I click on buttons to pick one. There's some kind of robot following me. I've got a follower and it's a robot. Take a moment to rest before you walk, mistress, please. And then on the top of the screen we've got a red bar that's slowly filling up. I can move the camera a bit up and a bit down and a bit left and a bit right, but not much. It's a mix of styles, isn't it? There's like I'm leaving behind like my past self for half a second. You see? I do like the music. I'm controlling this with WASD, but I think it has controller support also. There's a bricked up opening. The camera is automatic, right? It's following me. There's something here. To keep people out, do you think? Or to keep something in? Okay. Something's written. Ancient script. This must have been cut in when the mortar was still wet. But I think I can read it. No, I can't. It says potato. Oh, it says Heaven's Vault. Now we know. Hey, Wiggles, welcome. We do row under many flags towards the discovery. How's it going, Wiggles? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to Heaven's Vault. We are now at the University of Eox, some weeks later after discovering Heaven's Vault.
My story begins on Iox.
Iox.
That was where I met the robot.
Exactly. I called it Discovery because it's not always a marathon. A command, I mean. Oh, he looks grumpy. Mistress Alia. Mistress Alia Elasra. I've been waiting for you. I've been asked to escort you to Professor Miari. He's very anxious for your arrival. Professor Miari wants me back on Eox. Earlier today. Oh, that's a time thingy. Looking at the interface, I'm gonna I'm gonna go and grab my controller because this looks like a game that's much easier to control with that one instead of finding the tiny buttons. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Hey Potrix, welcome in. I just had to grab this here. Because I think this is optimized for controller. See, that looks much easier. So, I think this is a timetable. Professor Miari wants me back. I get my third robot. And this is now. It goes down to seconds. Everything. Ooh. Okay. This is wild. I can go across the time. And select different time frames here. Right. I'm gonna go back out. Miari wanted to see me about something. She seemed to think it was urgent. Oh, I couldn't pick something. The professor did not account for her actions, but imagine she's simply being welcoming. This way. Do you have a name, robot? Is that intended to be a joke, mistress? No. Robots do not have names. We are, as I understand it, interchangeable. I've known a few robots. They're all a little different. How kind of you to say so, mistress. Did she say what she wanted? Yes. She said she wanted you. Yeah. This way. You should know that the professor's urgency was remarkable. Maybe we should keep her waiting. I want her making a habit of impatience. Cannot recommend that course, mistress. Look at her. She looks like a tiger in a cage. A most curious analogy, mistress. You understand I will be required to report it. Right. So I have many choices when it comes to the dialogue. You have to be kind of quick without for those choices.
I was 15 when my Ari rescued me from the slums of Elbereth and brought me here. I'd never seen such luxury or such kindness.
Huh. Okay. Poetrix, how's it going?
I still don't know why she did it.
Professor Miari. Aliyah, there you are. Come in. He looks... you want this robot to wait outside? Enjoy that lurk. And why would I want that? Thank you, Professor. It's good to see you again. I came as soon as I got your message. You didn't need to flatter me, Aliyah. Nonetheless, I'm glad you came. I know your work is important to you. My work is important to everyone. Well, today it's important to me. You're our expert on history. Tell me what you make of this. Brooch? Yes, Aliyah? But I didn't summon you halfway across the nebula to tell me that. So why did you summon me? One of the scholars sent this brooch to me. Brooch? Did you know him? Did? Look at the detail. I see them. Ancient markings. I know they are a hobby of yours, Aliyah, but can you read them? Well, maybe. Eagle wing brooch. I've never seen either of these groupings before, but the two words have some common elements. So they must have related meanings. Hey, T-Bank. Ay, 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 ay. Holy? Emperor. Holy Emperor? But I'm only guessing. The shape of the brooch fits, mistress. That is the eagle and sun design. Or motive. Ooh. An Empire period piece. Okay. So you can try to translate that. And you have some options. And then you find out what time frame it came from. Right, so the crown of the Iox was forged 500 years ago, and the Holy Empire so I guess it's around 500 years old, if I read this correctly. Right? You think you gotta play this somewhere? Such a cool concept. Dogs! Yes, also dogs. What's this about? Janiki told me he'd found something. That was over a month ago. Janiki isn't like you. He's an Ioxian through and through. What's this got to do with me? I would have thought that was obvious. Can't go hunting the nebula for missing people, Aliyah. But you can. You tried contacting him. I can't. Wherever he is, he's on his own. Not everyone is required to travel with a robot. Where did he go? He told me he was going to a moon called Mercy. I want you to find him. That's what you do, isn't it? Find things? I'll see what I can dig up. And what do I get in return? Aliyah, Janiki was my friend. Do you have any friends? Do you understand what the word means? Whoops. But you still can't go yourself. You know, whenever you're away, I forget what a gutter rat you are. Alright, I'll see what I can dig up. You could have left me on Elbereth 15 years ago. That's not what I clicked on. No, Aliyah, I couldn't. But that doesn't matter now. You'll find Janiki. Now get out of my office, you Elberathian rogue, and you're taking the robot with you. Come on, robot. We're not welcome here. You are not welcome, mistress. Yeah. But I annoyed her a bit. How do you feel that went, mistress? Don't want your opinion. I was not giving you my opinion, mistress. I was asking for yours. And will we go to Mercy? What do you think? Professor Miari is my primary user. You might say I'm biased. I can't think why they keep giving me robots. Every time I break or lose one, they give me another. It's like they're trying to get rid of them. The university cares for your well-being, mistress. Ah. Got special robots there. It's wonderful to be accompanying you. Oh, yes? Why is that? I find humans fascinating, and you are very different to most here. I have only recently been activated. I'm calling you 6. 6, mistress? I shall remember that. I wonder if I got Miari's translation correct. I think I did. The shape shows this is an empire piece. And the emperors believe themselves to be gods. So it makes sense that the words would be almost the same. Holy. But it still doesn't tell me where did this thing come from. Aliyah, tell me, are you still wasting your time on your curious notions of history? Well, history isn't mine. It belongs to everybody. Most of us are decent people, Aliyah, and do not want it. You should devote yourself to a real science. Metallics, maybe. Loop philosophy. Yeah, not now, curator. I'm busy. Miari wants me to find Janiki Renbar. You haven't lured him into archaeology as well, have you? He was always so devout. What do you mean? Of course I do. They're in the Iox Protectorate. I think I'm clicking the wrong buttons for some reason. You know that if you weren't so busy digging up old stones, most people think you would not be content until you have unearthed your own skull. Good faith to you, Alia. May the waters light your way. I think I'm pressing the wrong buttons, which is super weird. I'm gonna lower the text speed a bit. Cool that it has the setting, because I really need it. Okay, now I can check out the inscriptions again. Holy and Emperor look like this. They are similar. Known words. I've been given another robot. Okay, so Iox, Elbereth, and Mercy are locations that we can go to. Professor Miari wants me to sail to Mercy to look for a friend. I don't suppose I have much choice. And Renaki is up there. It's a big place. Mercy is a tiny rural moon. It's where Janiki told Professor Miari he was... That's fast. I can't read that fast. I could go there next. It seems like the text is now faster than before. Okay. Alia! I didn't know you were back on the Iox. Miari wanted to see me. Loot philosophy. Like in ARPGs, right? All the loot. I didn't see the question. Why would it be? Oh, no reason. What did he ask? That's a relief. I think I'm being mean to people. Well, I've been reading all day. I just came outside to rest my eyes and there you were. And now I have to go. No time for idle chit chat. Good faith to you, one. Before you depart, I found a line of ancient in the Annals of Mazwai. I thought you might like. If you have time, that is. Yeah, okay. Show me, and I'll let you know if I have time. I'm a mean person. Here. See what you think. Yeah, totally doing that. That's Empress. I know one of these words. I'll have to guess the other two. Empress banishes robots, rebels, circuits, labors. Well, Empress and Emperor are very, very similar. The other two look different from what I've seen so far. The Empress banished. Look, there are... At the pointed glyph that resembles a mountain, that might be a symbol representing rocks or mountains. That doesn't fit with banished. Buried then. They buried the rebels, huh? Empress buried rebels. I think that's correct. It's quite a monster, isn't it? A story from the founding of the empire itself, maybe? Good faith to you. Bye. Nice having a chat. Shall we proceed to your ship now? Have you sailed before, Six? No, he was only activated a minute ago. I have no idea. Super. But I'm keen to find out. Yeah, he didn't really get my meaning there. And so we left the hallowed halls of the university. Aboard the Nightingale. My ship is my refuge. It's the only place that is truly mine. Truly. It's reporting. To whom, right? To the church, maybe. The journey to Mercy should be quick, mistress. Nice place, is it? I do not believe so, mistress. I believe it's a farmyard. What else do you know? I click on A, and she says another thing. I think the buttons do not correspond. That would explain my confusion in the dialogue so far. That was what I pressed. Oh. Maybe X and A are mixed. It's Mass Effect. Repair the ropes. I'm a tad confused. Next location and plot a course. Sail. I did activate the controller mid-game, so maybe that did do a hiccup. In the Verdant Pass.
Mayari wanted us to sail to Maerzi. It was a short sail through vast waters.
Oh, I'm sailing. Ooh, that's pretty. This is your ship, mistress. I call her Nightingale. I found her in the ruined hall on Elbereth, covered in dust. It must have been someone's prized possession once. Indeed. He's mine now. The waters to the right will bring us to Mercy, mistress. Okay. Oh. You did not think to give your ship to the Curatus on Iox? Ah, she's an archaeological find after all. Archaeological. That's Mercy. You can see the greenery from here. Very pretty. A farming moon. If Renba's here, I need to find him. And if he's not, I need to work out where he went.
We stepped off the ship and into the mud. Mud covered the ground and rock. And everywhere I looked, things were growing from the mud.
Yeah.
And some of those things had legs.
Right. Look at this place. Breathe the air. I'm saying that to the robot, right? I cannot breathe, mistress. As you are no doubt aware. The mix of graphic styles is quite unique. And it works. Plus the animations are different. Let's see where Renbar's got to. We're really lucky he'll have found an old pot. A listing statue. I love these old moons. With their ancient stories. Who's that, for instance? One of the older goddesses. He's guarding the fields. That's true. Evidently more than 1,500 years have passed since she was carved. Right. That's a long time. Relative to what, exactly? This should lead to the village.
The air smelled earthy and sweet.
Look at this thing. Beautifully crafted. Behind the timer, a black box. Oh, I don't know. Sorry. There are no proper buildings. Keeps popping up, you say? I'm not seeing anything on my end. Is there an active overlay there that's interfering? We've got... Oh, part of the game. It's part of the game. Maybe it's an interaction prompt or something. To the map and back. And on the left we've got the inscription pop up. Yeah, it's probably something in the game. Is something the matter? I'm detecting certain elevated emotional markers. Like what? Shortness of tone, mistress. Lack of compromise. Marcus. Shut up, robot. Someone's carved something here. Ooh. Symbols in the ancient script. I might be able to translate them. I already know holy. These symbols resemble my translation for emperor. And this word also reminds me of my word for emperor. Goddess, maybe. The holy water goddess. Right, because they are the waves in the middle and they need water to farm. Could be light also. Does holy water goddess make sense? There's certainly plenty of water here. He's guarding their most precious resource, keeping it all fertile. Ah, right, okay. That's a marker. That box pops up when there's a marker set on the timeline. See, we've got this timeline, right? And every time something happens that's of consequence for us, it sets up a marker, either a translated word or other events. But currently words. And it goes into the future and into the past, depending on where you look at. Alright, we can... the goddess erected on Mercy. A few thousand years ago. Yeah, 1,500, 1,700 years ago, approximately. So every time one of these markers is put in, you get this this box, just as a reminder, I think. Can you do a scan for Janiki or something? Mistress has mistaken me for a dog. Perhaps you believe if I had a scrap of clothing, then I could trace his scent. You're not much use then. I have visual scanners of exceptional acuity, mistress. If I see him, I will let you know. Thanks. I don't know why Mari wanted me to take you with me. The professor cares about your safety. I can handle myself. So there are people, let's talk to them. The upper field. Approach a villager. Good faith, lady. My apologies, Ioxian. My pigs need me. Please, if you could just... Did I do something wrong? You came here. Perhaps that's all. They don't want to talk to me. I mean, the pigs are important. I do understand that. There are also many of those. Oops. So much rice. Just lying around. I could scoop enough into my bag to feed an Elberethian family for a week. No one would even notice if it was gone. I had heard Elbereth was a moon of thieves, mistress. I had assumed it was a slur rather than a strategy. Ah, the robot's fun. And you can decide how much you want to interact with him. Up this way. There must be someone here I can talk to.
This was what passed for a street on Mayerzy. Buildings on stilts, jumping out of the bushes like children. It was so quiet.
And all the pigs. It's a very interesting style this game has. Sometimes the character moves on their own, and sometimes you decide where to go.
Three paths met at the heart of the village. I could imagine them all, sitting around here in the evenings, sipping rucker and singing. It seemed nice.
It seemed nice indeed. Stranger. Greetings. Greetings to you. Welcome to Mayerzy. You have come to trade? Actually, I'm looking for someone. Who? Not a Mayerson. Mayerson, surely? We are alike as ants to you. A man named Janiki. I have not heard of anyone by that name. Good luck with your search. They say the nebula is wide. They do communicate differently. Helpful. It appears Renba was never here, mistress. Perhaps we should return to the ship. Maybe someone here would talk to us properly. I'm not just gonna leave. I'm not finished with you yet. Is that so? Do you recognize this? I recognize the symbol of our Ioxian masters, of course. Masters? Certainly. They prefer protectors, but we need protection from no one else but them. Does the brooch belong to someone here? No one here would own a brooch like that. Not every slave must wear their chains. You don't like the Ioxians. They are well-mannered thieves. Please, it is important that I find my friend. No disrespect, but we have seen no strangers here on Maersi until today. Good faith to you. Weird. Maybe he didn't go to the village, so they didn't see him. That's probable. Come on, Six, let's try this way. So he knew the brooch, but it was not belonging to any of the villagers. But he knows that it's a symbol of their masters, he said. Yeah, pigs are the new currency. Pigs are the new masters, maybe. You're from Iox? I was born on Elbereth. But you are from Iox. My name is Aliyah. Then you are not her. Not Miari. My name is Aliyah Miari. Do you have a message for me? He told me you might come. Janiki? My tall Ioxian. He left something for you. With the goddess to keep it safe. So Janiki was here. Do you know where he went? The murder mystery. I'm looking for him. He promised he would come back. I'd so like to believe him. I hope you find him, Miss Miari. Right, so by the goddess, huh? That means down by the statue, probably. Let's have a look around. It's a cool game. I like it. I'll definitely play this. Reward the fields. It's like an auto walk you can activate if you want to traverse to another area. You can still control the camera while she walks on her own. Right, let's see. A gleam? Is that something in the mud? It is a water goddess model fashioned from antler, dating from the Holy Empire? This must have been dropped here years ago. It's only been revealed by the irrigation of the fields. This is the same goddess as the statue, of course. The base has been marked, mistress. Is that a single word? Most likely not. Ancient scribes didn't always trouble to put in their spaces. I don't think they expected their writing to be read. Well, the holy pops up in there, yeah. So, 2 other words. Let's see now. These glyphs are somewhat like my translation for buried. So buried could indicate a direction or a place. And it's a shorter version. If it goes along the lines of direction or place, it would be either toward or... let's see. Let's say it's follow. The holy light. Because it shines from up top, right? If the symbol of water is waves and light would shine from the top, that could work. Yeah, it's a little trial and error, but she automatically resumes what you already know and makes her own assumptions. Yeah. Most likely this comes from the same site as the brooch, the one Miari gave us on Iox. This new find should help us to find the place. In the cyclones. Ooh. What did you make of the model, Six? A most curious item, Mistress. It does not appear locally made. So where is it from? Iox? No, Mistress. Different moons have different radiation signatures. I do not recognize this one at all. You're hardly well traveled, Six. That is true, Mistress. But I have been to Iox. This model has not. True. Has the model been here for some time? Obviously it has, yes. Do you think there is more to be learned here, Mistress? Shall we leave? The woman said Janiki left something here. With the goddess. I want to find it. It certainly is pretty. Good faith to you. Please keep it quick. I don't want to talk to you. Sorry. Bye. This. More rice. Did they grow anything else here? We're not up here, so. Left it with the goddess. And here's Renba's mysterious secret, almost buried in the grass. A shard of crystal. Does it mean anything to you, Six? It is most curious. This moon does not contain any crystals of this type. What kind of crystal is it? Iolite, Mistress. Valueless. Miari's brooch. The stone inside it is the same as Renba's crystal? Undoubtedly. It seems quite apparent they come from the same source. And can we find that source? With some analysis, Mistress, yes, I believe we can. Time to depart? Yup. Let's go. This way. And so we left the warm, wet fields of Maersi. Cool. I like this game. It's outstanding and standing out. Standing out because of the graphics style mix. Aboard the Nightingale, Renba left a crystal for Miari to find, but what was he trying to tell her? I mean, for streaming it, it's not ideal. That is a thing. Unless you have a lot of viewers that are really patient and are chilling out and like to listen to me reading all the text. But I'm not discovering the games to only find what's streamable. I mostly discover games so you and me, we can find out if it's something we enjoy. Right? But I always look at a game with the streamer's eye. But I can easily show it for an hour. See, it's only 10 minutes left, right? The time is nicely spent. It's a cool way of storytelling that they pull off here. That's why it's outstanding, I think, because it combines an interactive part on the player side with a bit of guidance from the game in a very subtle way. And all those, there's a lot of text you have to process really quick. You have these decisions to make, and then you can offend people. And the thing about archaeology and language deciphering plus the dialogue system makes it a very outstanding game, I think. As far as I can tell, right? Lots of question marks. I am quite certain in my analysis, Mistress, the crystal we found and the element inside the brooch, they originate from a moon somewhere on the edge of the cyclones. And the cyclones is a dangerous wild. There's nothing there but clouds and storms. I'm aware of that, Mistress. I wonder, what exactly did Renba discover? We better find out. Put out the sail, 6. Time for adventure. It's an adventure game. It's cool. Yeah. 6 had us following a lead to a moon somewhere near Maersi. But I had a reason to believe that Renba... if I don't know enough to find the site yet. See, the text speed that I reduced for the game is not reduced in these transitions, which I find highly annoying because I can't read that fast. Hey Bika, welcome. That's an issue. Probably not as much of an issue if you play this on your own, because you don't usually read the text aloud for yourself. If I read this for myself, I think I could cope with the speed, and it's mostly slower, like I set it to in the menu. So there's that. What a course! The chunk of crystal Renba left on Maersi came from there. Oh, that is fast, right? That is really fast. I'm not sure if that's intentional. But the rest of the text is slow. Sailing to the Iolite moon. Let's sail. It's a wild place, so I better be careful. I see the force of the river is fastest in the middle. On the surface it appears the same, but there are deeper currents below. Go right. Yeah. Our route goes left shortly. Woo. I mean, it does work, you know, for the immersion. Are there other ships on the rivers, Mistress? I don't think so. I have not seen any. Whee. There are other ships out here. Are there? But you rarely see them. Everyone goes at the same speed. so no one ever passes you by. Zoom. People who like to stay on the ground. What? People who like people? Stay on the ground. What? Oh, right. Those who want company, right? Yeah, the little boost thing. You do not like people, mistress? That explains a lot. The robot is amazing fun. I like him. He reminds me a bit of Daniel Oliver from the robot stories. Asimov's robot story. Is there anything you do like? Maybe not robots, huh? Whoopsie daisy. I like silence? Maybe I can skip this. Oh no, I can't. Okay. I just saw in the top back view possible search locations. The rivers are stronger here. Ah. There are different currents. The chunk of crystal amber left on Marcy came from a distant... No, I can't read that fast. Holy crap. Ah. Should be somewhere nearby. Yeah, well... There's a rock up ahead. Yeah, I can see that. What have we found? Dog food. Finally. Why would anyone come to a lonely spot like this, above the crystal moon? To hide. To plot. We have arrived. The moon below us is rich in purple iolite crystals. But there's no surface flow. We cannot land the ship. But Remba must have gone down somehow. Indeed. Most likely he used a hopper. We might do the same. Hopper. The Nightingale is fitted with a hopper, of course. For instantaneous travel. How does that work? There is a source. The source fires at the subject and casts it into the hopper's eye. The eye refracts the signal, is focused and reconstituted. But how does it work? I have no idea whatsoever. Is it safe? Not really, mistress. No. This moon does not have any air. I will have to go down alone. Off you go then. Please wait here. Just don't take too long. He's probably gonna die. Hop.
A moment later, the robot was gone, and I was alone in the dark.
I could question myself. What were you up to, Renba? What makes a roboticist leave Iox, when Iox is the only moon in the nebula with robots? More robots, obviously. If I flew away now, I could be rid of that thing. Stranding the robot here, that would be something. Mistress. He brought something. I found something. A tool chest. An engineer's chest. Let's have a look. Time's up. Nearly. This is Chaniki's? The probability is high. I believe the moon below us was once a quarry. But this box is no artifact. I hope there isn't a snake in there. Why did it have to be snakes? That's not a snake. A roll of cloth. Thick fabric. Janiku, what is this? What did you put in here? Some kind of robe? It's hundreds of years old. And there's something stitched along the belt. Tiny characters picked out in a darker thread. Oh, we know some of the symbols, but it's a new word. This is a long one. Let me think. There's the part of holy and goddesses in there, right? So this could be pilgrims. I have no idea what this is. All pilgrims together. It could be the rebels, right? They were buried. Let's put all in there. It doesn't really look like the symbol I would use for together, but yeah, it's that game. You read about this a few weeks ago. I had this on my radar for forever. I was waiting for it to pop on sale somewhere, but I didn't really notice it, and now it was in the choice. Yeah, it's probably not something that a lot of people would play on their own, because it's a very specific kind of game, but the language decryption is not as heavy as I thought it would be. It's more of a point and click adventure, actually, with a lot of guidance or automation for the things that you usually click on. It's kind of neat. It really is kind of neat. It has a lot of convenience features, and the dialogue system is super smart. The way it tells the story is very fluid. You always think you have some agency in what the character says and how the dialogue spins out, but then sometimes you're limited by a few options, or it's automatically said, and you can just choose: do you reply or do you not, or do you make a remark on what was just said, or don't you? And I think it might actually feel different if you do different things, and that alone gives you enough of a feeling of agency that you feel like, okay, this is a very relatable character, and I'm guiding this experience. All the while, there's not really much going on, right? It's a narrative with a bigger adventure bit in it. It's really smart. I guess the mix of graphic styles is not for everybody, but yeah, I don't know. In this kind of game, it's not really the most important bit. So that was 1 hour to check out what Heaven's Vault is about. I think we saw what it's about. And I will definitely play this, not on stream, but I will definitely play this. I would recommend it also. It's quite the smart concept. I find it a very enjoyable game. The hour was gone quick, so that's a good sign. So !discovery for the next one. Let's see if we. Heaven's Vault, yeah, very good.